Well, welcome back to another quick little video on the Tailgate Show. Bears hired Big Ben Johnson. Hey, look, kids, it's Big Ben. And this time we're not driving past. We're going to take it with us. Gotta love that. The Bears doing the right, obvious thing. Who'd have thought? Not me. Not me. I think after the Lions lost in the most Lions way ever, which was also the most predictable way that defense was never going to take them to a Super Bowl, Ben Johnson kind of sees the writing on the wall. The Bears knew. I still feel like this deal was done prior to the playoff loss. I think it was just a matter of time. But even if it wasn't, kudos on them for actually getting the higher, what we feel like is right. I mean, I think most Bears fans will be excited about it, which you should be. And, it's not often that the Bears front brass decides that this is our guy, we're going to take him no matter what, and nobody else is going to get to him. So, kudos on the Georges and the Kevin Warrens and the Ryan Paces for doing what needs to be done. There's some stuff coming out that he got Ryan Poles. Jesus Christ. Poles had some crossover with him at Boston College. So that's kind of a neat little nugget. I heard that on airing it out this morning. I'm just cautious because we're a long way away from. Maybe we're not as far away as I think we are, but we've been through the first time coach thing before. And it's not the same. I mean, it's not the same as hiring Matt Nagy, who didn't call plays. Ben Johnson's obviously called plays for a couple of years now, and you can look at the success. There's been enough people on the internet to tell you of how successful that their offense was. You don't need me to tell you. I think the next big shoe to drop is obviously the defensive coordinator, and they're talking about Dennis Allen, who's interesting. I don't know that he's had a lot of success in the NFL. He's been in the NFL for a while. I don't know if that's the guy to take us into the next the next 3 or 4 years of as a defensive play caller, but we'll see. Also, a lot of talk about if they can lure away the offensive line coach from Detroit. An offensive line coach is important. Obviously, it is. But you got to have linemen. I see also a lot of talk on the internet and on X or Twitter about, well, they're going to draft Ashton Jeanty. No. This game starts up front, and you've got some hogs coming out in the draft. You're talking about the tackle from Texas, and also the guard/tackle from Ohio State coming out. I think he's coming out. I'm pretty sure he is. I'm not sure of his status off the top of my head. But those are two guys that, if you can find a way to, that's instant upgrades on your offensive line at rookie position or at a rookie pay scale. We'll see. I mean, this is just the first part of the job. This is the honeymoon part. This is the everybody's happy and fuzzy and warm and we got our guy. Well, now it's time for that guy to sign on the dotted line. Once he gets that signed, so it looks like that's today from all the air traffic reports that we've gotten on the internet too and on Twitter, which is fucking hilarious. When Bears fans go, man, they go all the way. It's like, oh, he's flying in. We know where he's flying to. We're going to chase down his plane. I've seen live streams of people freaking in their cars following other cars. It's just like, what the fuck? That just tells you how tired we are of sucking and how excited fans are about this hire. So it's great. I love to see it. And I'm also glad that we didn't do what we always do and talk ourselves into somebody else. The Mike McCarthy thing, I even caught myself doing it. It's like, well, I could see a world where Mike McCarthy would be a good coach for us. And this and that. And we don't have to do that. I think Bears fans have settled for long enough. We're tired. We're tired of being third place, fourth place. And yes, we are third place based on points. So fuck Green Bay. But it's a big opportunity. I mean, everybody says you picked Caleb, and maybe you did. Maybe you did pick Caleb over the situation in Vegas. I don't know. I think the situation in Vegas was one that, in a nutshell by itself, isn't a bad situation. I mean, but there's also this problem of the quarterback class coming out. And I think it might be more of an indictment on the quarterbacks coming out that, you know, he's like, no, I don't want to deal with that. Or it might be an indictment on not wanting to deal with Tom Brady and the Raiders brass. And Jacksonville's just Jacksonville. I don't think anybody wants to deal with that GM situation that Trent Baalke is still there. And I mean, I give Baalke a little credit. He will spend money on players, but he just spends it on the wrong players. And Trevor Lawrence, sorry, son. Even though you were the best, you were one of the hot prospects coming out, it's pretty obvious that you haven't developed either. So I guess all in all, Bears fans, let's just rejoice and be glad that the Bears did the right, obvious thing. I don't know. Never seen it before. Actually, I've seen it once, and that's when we drafted Roquan Smith. It was the right, obvious choice in the draft. He was right there. We took him. Not to bring up Roquan and that whole mess, but at the time, it was the right call, and they made the right call. We'll see. I mean, I look for a guy like Tyler Scott. If you're looking for players that might have a more prominent role under a Ben Johnson offense, I think Tyler Scott's one of them. I don't see a world where Keenan Allen's a part of this. And he can be as great as Caleb wants to make him out to be. But the reality is the reality, and he has a hard time being pressed because he doesn't have the footwork anymore, and his feet are just about shot. So we also know, what we do know from Ben Johnson's offense is that the tight end will actually get a look too. Cole Kmet, hey, you're going to be back and relevant again. How about that? That'll be exciting. Especially after, at points in the first part of the season, you could really tell that Cole had worked on speed. Because he was getting away from people. He wasn't just running stride for stride with. He was actually running away from. So there's some excitement. And like I said, there is a world where you can go into the running back area with the Genties and the Arizona State guy. Everybody's like, well, let's draft him at whatever. We're at 9, I guess. I don't know. I don't see a world where you're drafting a running back there, though, when you've got so many needs up front. So everybody needs to get off that, in my opinion. Get off that whole thought. Get that line fixed. That's where it all starts and stops. I think if the CFP and the NFL playoffs have told us anything, if you can control the line of scrimmage, you can win games. Buffalo did it to Baltimore. Philadelphia did it with the Rams. And at times the Rams did it to Philadelphia too, but Jalen Carter's still a beast. So, yeah, we're not going to talk about him either. So, rejoice. Enjoy it. Have a great time with it. And like, comment, subscribe. If you have any thoughts concerning this hiring or subsequent hires, I'd like to see them. I'd like to read them. Have a great day. Bear down.